integrity, live with character. One last, I have to say this. I was telling the church today, I say my years of chasing is over. The only thing I'm chasing after God. You don't chase after people. You don't chase after friendship. You don't chase after relationship. You don't chase after members. You don't chase after just things in life in general. You want to now move into a place where you deal with mature people who understand struggle, who understand changes, who understand shift, who understand obedience, who understand commitment, who understand flexibility, who understand good days and bad days and not take it personal, who understand rebuke, who understand just the fact that sometimes you may make mistakes. I was telling them, I said, I thank God that, you can have people around you that they see you, they identify you, they know your heart. And, even leaders make mistakes. We all make mistakes. But the thing is, and this is to those laymen, those that are faithful in your church and things like that, continue to pray for your leaders. No matter who the pastor is, continue to pray for them. Because what I'm seeing with pastors, with a lot of leaders, is that sometimes it can be disappointing because I've seen people pray for people, push people through in their churches, push them through, stay with them to the very end of all good and bad, just pushing them through prayer, fasting and everything. And then it's like when certain individuals get to a certain place, they don't reciprocate or they don't give back what's been poured into them. And I don't want anyone to move in that place of treating any leader or any members being treated that way. We have to come together. And I always tell people a lot of times, I say, listen, let me tell you what a leader is moved by. They're not moved by how much money you pay. They're not moved by whether or not, watch this, when you say you're going to do stuff with the things you do. They are moved by that. When you are there for them, just as they are there for you, and that you look past situations. And with that and said, like, hey, pastor, you know what? I'm here, I'm there, but I got you. I got you. Can members and citizens, and even people on your job, this is not just for church, it's just for work in general. Learn to have your leaders sometimes, because I learned that leaders always try to have the back of their people. But sometimes those same people that they went all the way out with, it turns around that those people don't have their leaders back, or they're not supporting their leaders when their leaders may mess up, or their leaders may make the wrong decision, or they miss something from God. It can happen. And so my prayer is for all leaders and for you, that you surround yourself with mature people that will stick with you, that will go all the way with you. And we come against the spirit of rebellion. We come against the spirit of what are called disobedient. We come against the spirit of backlash and all of that. We don't want any of that for any people, God's people, good or bad. And I love everyone, and I just want everyone to be successful. But what I am seeing is that disconnect in the church. I'm seeing the disconnect between laymen and leaders. Is that laymen, listen to me carefully. Your leaders can be there for you, but you got to learn to be there for your leaders. And you have to learn to be patient with your leaders, just as they're patient with you. And just because your leaders, because I'm talking about two particular leaders I know that are really going through a hard time. Just because your leaders go through hard times, that doesn't mean you abandon them. Or that doesn't mean that you get wishy-washy with them. You stay with them. Why? Because they were there for you. And just because they're a leader doesn't mean they don't have weak times in their lives. Ask Moses. Moses had a herd and he had an Aaron, that when he was in the midst of the battle, somebody had to hold his arms up. And so it's my prayer that leaders are restored, that leaders are empowered, that leaders have faithful people around them, not to serve them and be their slaves, but have people around them that really are with them to the very end and believe in the God in them. That same God that helped you when you were down and didn't have nothing, that same God is in your leader that can help you when they're down, or that you can turn around and help in the situation that they're in. So it's just my prayer that the people, I thank you guys. When I talk, I don't really look out my comments. Thank you.